This video found you. It's because it was meant to find you. Because you are an ambitious light worker building a big vision. And this is a narrative I see all the time that is holding so many of you back, and it is keeping you poor, quite honestly. It is keeping you in the poor healer archetype. Because fuck that shit. You're meant to be the abundant healer. But the thing is, these loops are keeping people. And honestly, this is a huge reason I believe there's this new age to Jesus jump. But that being said, this loop is thinking that healing is a business strategy that is going to send you clients. And I'm going to get into this, how it holds you back, how to spot it, and what's the antidote to that? What is the antidote to feeling as though you have to hyperfixate on the mother wound, the father wound, and all these things? It's not that healing and growth isn't important, but it shouldn't be something you're seeking like a strategy. It should be something that as you move in your strategy and structure, intuitively led, that these things come up and you naturally process them just by living your daily life. So instead of this healing project, that's what's going to get you the clients, that is coming from a root of self-doubt and a lack of self-belief. And so let's get into this in just a minute. If you're new here, my name is Lily Ray. I help lightworkers to explode their income and impact. And I help lightworkers specifically to activate the universe to sell for them and send them clients that have them saying things like, the universe sent you. I'm going to put some receipts up here. And so that being said, you will have clients coming to you being divinely guided to you and having synchronicity when you activate this. Because what's happening right now is you're just not speaking to the right people. You are not in alignment with your divine blueprint. You are not in alignment with your divine assignment, which is specified in very specific people you're meant to be speaking to and helping to transform. And so the universe is literally putting up a blockade. It's saying, you're not meant to be here. And these people are not meant to be in your world. And so instead, what happens is we take it personally. We think something's wrong. We think we're not capable. And instead, we're actually just being divinely directed to the abundance. I'm going to tell you a bit about my story, and then we're going to get into what this healing trap is, and then we're going to get into the antidote and whatnot. So I started my business about 3 years ago. I was doing tarot readings. And the whole time when I started my business, I realized I was meant to be scaling a big business. I was meant to be serving a lot of people. It was things that I started getting messages around very, very quickly. But I didn't start my business for the money. I started my business because I knew that I was meant to share my gifts. And it was just clear that this was going to be coinciding. And so this whole time I'm like, all right, I'm going into this so full throttle. I'm like, I know that this is my mission and this is what I need to figure out. And this is what I'm meant to help with. And I was going in making all the big moves. I booked a retreat to Egypt that I felt guided to. I'm listening to all the cues. I'm investing in myself. I am moving like I am on fire. I am moving like a banshee. I am moving insanely, and I wasn't seeing the results. And I know that it takes time. I knew that it would take some time. At the same time, I was also delusionally moving. I knew that I could collapse timelines here. I just felt it. And I was very clicked into the divine guidance of this blueprint that I was aiming for, where I was making multi-5-figure months and all of these things. And so long story short, I started to get the epiphanies actually on this Egypt retreat that I mentioned, that I was meant to be speaking to a specific group of people. And so long story short, I started landing into Lightworkers as my audience. And what I realized in this whole time is what happened was the clarity started to come in. I realized I was meant to be helping people with money. And by the way, this blew my mind. I was trying to avoid niching at all costs. I thought that it was a box, a trap, a this, a that, but I could not argue the divine guidance that I was getting. And I realized my body was not calibrated to it. I did not understand. And so long story short, I got clarity on the money. I thought I was going to be helping women with money. And then I realized I was meant to be helping people in corporate get out of corporate. But not just that, what fully landed in was that I was meant to be serving light workers. And specifically at that time, I was helping light workers who felt trapped in their corporate jobs. So I was trying to help them do the work and then get that baseline strategy structure to start their business. And then from there, my business exploded. It literally 40x in the span of a few months. I had been making around $1,000 a month, maybe $2,000 on a good month, for just about a year and a half. And then when I sunk into officially that clarity around light workers, getting out of corporate, it was like a tidal wave. I literally had people coming out of the woodworks that had been on my email list for years. I'd been doing moon ceremonies where I had hundreds of people, and quite a few of these became soulmate clients. I also had been doing TikTok readings on TikTok tarot readings on live. And essentially, I had people that when I started, they were showing me the way to this clarity. I had clients that were doing my tarot readings that started to feel like soulmates. And these were the ones I was the most excited about. And so long story short, this was the clarity that helped me dropped in. And from there, I sold out my group program that I tried to launch 3 times called the Butterfly Effect, which is now a membership, which we are doing a metamorphosis march coming up 333 on the clock, by the way. And so I'm going to put the links for that below. But lo and behold, I sold out my group program. I started making 20K months. I even had 40K month. I sold 4 spots to a retreat in Egypt within the span of a week, all with people saying that they felt so guided. And it was so insane and so magical. I could and couldn't believe it. My logical mind was blown at the time. And the thing is, when I look back for that whole year and a half when nothing was really happening, I'm like, heal. I must be this. I must be this. I must be this. And the thing was, what actually got me to serving the people wasn't just the healing. Yes, I was still going through portals. Yes, I was still healing. I'm still healing to this day, but it wasn't what was blocking me. What was blocking me was that clarity. When I look back at that version of myself, I'm like, she was not that ready. she was flying by the seat of her pants, and she made it happen. She made it work, and she did a great job. But that being said, she was not fully ready. You're never going to be fully ready. And this healing trap is what's keeping you in that loop. So the healing trap, let's get into it. Essentially what is happening is you're trying to find control in yourself. You are trying to find control through picking yourself apart. That's how you're finding control in a situation that feels out of control, like business. You are finding the next thing that you must have to heal. And if that is your main focus, it's not that you shouldn't be healing, but if that is your main focus, you are literally cock blocking yourself. Because yes, there is a degree, and actually in the metamorphosis method, I teach 3 pillars, which is the blueprint, your soulmate client, and then who you're being and your metamorphosis self. And so yes, there is elements of growth and change that will unlock soul contracts. So this isn't completely wrong, but if it's really only mixed with, okay, I am, have some baseline knowledge of messaging and marketing, and I'm doing all the things, so I must have to resort to healing. That is exactly what is keeping you. It's keeping you in a loop. It's the devil, baby. It's also coming from the inner voice that is telling you that you're not good enough. You're never going to be good enough for the life you want. To a degree, yes, you are going to be able to transmute this voice and whatnot. But that being said, this is a trap. This is a trap. So what's the antidote to the trap? What is the antidote to the obsessively healing and having clients be sent to you? The antidote, it's understanding who your soulmate clients are and learning how to channel them. It's learning how to find them and channel the Akashic soulmate client energy so that you understand where to show up, how to show up, who you're meant to be. All these pieces fall into place. So you have a very clear guidance, because healers that get in this healing trap, they are likely asking their spirit guides how to move forward. And their spirit guides, I'm sorry, your spirit guides are amazing. They don't know that information. That information is not available to your spirit guides in the way that it is in the Akashic field. The Akashic field has your soul contracts. And so when you learn how to access this information and then put it into your messaging and marketing, what happens is people start to come to you. And yes, you're going to have to be a certain version of yourself to have clients like truly coming to you. But that being said, healing should not be the forefront. Healing is not the forefront. It's a part of it. You're a healer. You're an alchemist. It is very important. It's your rocket fuel in the metamorphosis method. But that being said, if you don't have a clear guidance forward, you're always going to resort to healing and picking apart yourself. Because, babe, you're good enough now. There are people on this planet making millions and billions of dollars who have never really worked on themselves in the way that you are, not in the shadow work way. We have people out here who are making billions of dollars who've probably barely been to therapy, right? So obviously, as an alchemist, you have a very specific divine mission, and through your business, you are going to be transmuting these things. So yes, you are going to be someone who is deeply healing, deeply moving, and you're going to be feeling all of your emotions. You're not going to be the million and billionaires that are not feeling their emotions and not transmuting and not moving from a pure state. That is not you. That's not you. So That being said, the antidote is this clarity forward. When you know how to optimize with these three energies that are taught, and by the way, we're doing this in Metamorphosis March, what happens is you get clear guidance forward and you know exactly how you're meant to move. So what happens is you can channel and get the direct information that you need that actually moves the needle. So for instance, this is what I do every morning. You meditate in the morning, you ask what types of things you should say, you post a video, and then when you reach out to people that have liked the video, or you have people commenting on the video, or you even have people just messaging you, they say things like, this is crazy, I just asked for this type of symbol, and then you showed up and you kind of said a word like that is so on par, or the theme that you're speaking about is so on par with what I've been working through. And then suddenly you show up and my soul feels guided to you. They're saying that they feel synchronicity. They say you feel like a soul sister, a soul brother. That is what sends you clients, is learning to channel properly. Because right now, so many light workers are using their spirit guides as their guides. The spirit guides in business can get you to the door. They are going to get you to the modalities. They are going to get you to maybe the social media you're meant to show up on, or maybe they'll give you some of the visuals on the kind of how your business will look, but they cannot get you the information that moves the needle, which is who you're meant to be speaking to and the specificities within your business that actually move the needle. Because right now, so many light workers, so many are under the guise of, I'm an intuitive mentor, I am a tarot reader, I am this. Babe, it's so funny because I see people saying they don't want a niche, but then aren't you kind of niching yourself as a tarot reader? If you're modality first, you're not speaking to soulmate clients. Unless you created a modality, that's totally, totally different. But if you are speaking to modalities, you are not speaking to the soul of the person. You're literally channeling and calling in the soul of the people. And so if you're saying you're a tarot reader and then you're giving a bunch of energy reads, and you may be someone who's channeling a specific energy. Yeah, like you probably will have some soulmate clients in there, just like I did. But what's actually going to have people coming to you constantly, knowing that your offers are for them. For instance, I will get people who literally say, they see the words take flight. That is my group program. They see the words butterfly effect. That is the normal when you know how to channel soulmate clients. And this is the antidote to the healing trap. The healing trap will keep you looping literally for years. When I'm telling you, I've worked with people who've been in the space longer than I have. I've been in the space about 5 years. I've worked with people who've been in the space for 5 years, 6 years, 20 years. And they were in these loops. They had served people. They were very comfortable in their gifts. But as soon as we got this clarity, what happened was they started having people coming to them saying, there is no denying that I'm meant to be in this space. I had a client who, first of all, oversold her group program. And then she had people coming to her saying, I don't need all the information. I just know I'm supposed to be there. My guides told me. But then she went from making barely ever, mostly around 5K months, barely ever maybe a 10K month, to making 30K months. That is the difference. She didn't have to heal herself more. She had been healing herself for years and years and years. You are worthy now. You are deserving now. You can hold the abundance now. Are you going to have some expansion when your business really starts moving? Absolutely. Are you going to learn how to hold it more and more? Absolutely. Are you going to be healing some of your patterns? Absolutely. I still journal and I heal all the time, but I'm not seeking it. I'm not seeking it as a business strategy. That is the difference. And my clients aren't either. And the clients that are exploding the most, they're not fixated on healing themselves. They may know that they have some sort of thing in their subconscious that maybe needs a tweak, but they're not like, oh, what's this? You're going to run yourself into the ground, babe. And not fixing this, not learning to channel your soulmate clients, it's keeping you broke. It's keeping you looping, and it's keeping you broke. So babes, I loved this video. If this resonated for you, I want you to comment below, and I want to hear what kind of information in this is resonating the most. What kind of things have hit for you the most in this? So I know what you guys need to hear the most and how I can best guide you to the multi-5-figure months, to the clients that say they see divine guidance to work with you, the clients that have soul contracts with you. So that being said, babes, I love you. Stop picking yourself apart. All right.